Welcome back, Awesome Possums. We're going to be working on Lesson 14, Session 3, Grade 2, IReady Math, Explore Comparing Three-Digit Numbers. Let's look at this page, Develop More Ways to Compare Three-Digit Numbers. It says, read and try to solve the problem below. These two paintings are in the school art contest. Which painting has more votes? Painting A, 467 votes, or painting B, 463 votes? Remember, boys and girls, before we answer problems, we ask ourselves, what is this problem about? What are you trying to find out? And what information is important? So, let's look at this. What is this problem about? It's about an art contest they had at school. What are you trying to find out? Which painting had more votes? What information is important? Well, painting A got 467 votes and painting B got 463 votes. Let's look at the next page real quick. Explore more ways to understand comparing three digits. It says, again, these two paintings are in the school art contest. Which painting has more votes? Painting A, 467, or painting B, 463. The first way they're asking us that we can solve this problem is by drawing a picture. Picture it. You can show the number in a quick drawing. Remember, these are the representations of the base 10 blocks. So, 467, we would show it or picture it as 100, 200, 300, 400. Okay, there are 400s here and the number 467. 110, 210, 310s, 410s, 510s, 610s, 610s, and the number 467. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ones. And 463, 100, 200s, 300s, 400s, 1, 10, 2 tens, 3 tens, 4 tens, 5 tens, 6 tens, and 3 ones. We can also model it by using the chart. Hundreds, tens, and ones. 400s, 6 tens, 7 ones. 400s, 6 tens, 3 ones. Boys and girls, I also told you you could do it the other way. You can say 467 and then 463. I said you could do it this way also. All right? Put it down like this and go down with your hundreds, your tens, and your ones. So we would have our hundreds in this column, our tens in this column, and our ones in this column. All right? So let's answer the question now. It says, which painting has the most votes? Well, if I look at the picture I can compare the hundred, or I have to compare the hundreds first. Each number has 4 hundreds. Then I need to compare the tens. Each number has 6 tens. Now I need to compare the ones. 467 has 7 ones. 463 has 3 ones. Which number or which painting got the most votes? Painting A or painting B? Painting A got 467 votes. Painting B got 463 votes. Painting A got more votes. 467 is greater than 463. Now, if you look at the model you can look at 400s, 400s, 610s, 610s, 7 ones, 3 ones. And you can see it's the ones place that we had to go to see which number was greater and which number was less. And over here in the other model, 400, 400, 610s, 6 tens, 7 ones, 3 ones. So 467 is greater than 463. The painting that got the most votes was painting A with 467 votes. All right, so let's look at page 355. It says, now you will use the problem from the previous page to help you understand more ways to compare three-digit numbers. It says, which place do you need to look at to compare the number of votes and whys and why? So which place do we have to look at to compare these numbers? We looked at the hundreds place, and the hundreds were the same. We looked at the tens place, the tens were the same. We looked at the ones place, and we found a difference between the ones. One number had 7 ones, another number had 3 ones. So what place did we had to look at to compare? We had to look at the ones. Okay? And why did we have to look at the ones? Because the hundreds, I'm going to write the hundreds and tens were the same. And I'll write it like that, okay? The hundreds and 10 were the same. All right, so let's look at question number 2. Boys and girls, remember, if I'm going too fast, you need to pause the video, slow down. You can rewind the video, whatever you need to do. But if I'm going too fast for you, just pause the video, go back and re-listen to what I just taught, all right? So it says complete the two different comparisons using 467 and 463. Remember, we're using the alligator math. The alligator is going to eat the bigger number. So I'm going to look at where my arrows are pointing first. And I know that the opening here of this arrow has to be to the bigger number. So my opening here, my bigger number is 467 because we said that 7 ones is greater than 3 ones, 467. And we're going to put 463 here. And how do we read that, boys and girls? 467 is greater than 463. Now, let's look again and look at where our arrow is. Okay? I need to put the 467 here because the alligator is going to eat the larger number. Now I'm going to put 463 here. I know it's hard to write with this, boys and girls, so bear with me. So now we read this. 463 is less than 467. All right, let's look at question number 3. It says, why can 467 and 463 be compared two ways? Think about that. Why can I compare this two different ways? Because one number is greater than the other number. So I can say that one number is greater than the other number, then I can say that the other number is less than the other number. So I can say 467 is greater than 463, but I can also say 463 is greater than or less than 467. And I can say that because they're two different numbers. The numbers are not equal. They are not the same. So now it's asking us which painting has more votes? Painting A. And how do we know it does? Because 7 ones is greater than 3 ones. Look at how I did that. All right, let's look at the reflect. Look back at your try it strategies at classmates, picture it and model. Which models and strategies do you like best comparing the three numbers? All right. Did you like doing it this way? Drawing the picture, Do you like drawing the chart? I gave you another way by making the numbers 467. Oh, let me get this on here, 467 and 463, and just lining the numbers up. Okay? You can either draw it using the base 10s, you can use a T-chart or a chart, or you can line the numbers up. Whatever way works best for you, boys and girls, is great. I caution you, as I did yesterday, when you draw the picture, you have more of a chance to make a mistake. So I would either use a chart or line your numbers up. All right, boys and girls, it says use what you learned to solve these problems. Write more than or less than to compare these numbers. 264 and 462. The first thing I'm going to do is compare the hundreds. In this number, I have 200, and this number, I have 400. 400 is greater than 200, so I'm going to put my arrow that way, open to the bigger number, and I read that as 264 is less than 462. Okay, let's go to the next one. 372 and 379. First, I'm going to compare the hundreds. They're the same. I'm going to compare the tens. They're the same. I'm going to compare the ones. They're different. 2 is less than 9. So I need to make sure that my alligator mouth is open to the bigger number. And I read that 272 is less than 279. Let's go to the next problem. 954 and 950. Let's compare the hundreds. I have 900, 900. Let's compare the tens. 5 tens, 5 tens. Let's compare the ones. 4 ones, 0 ones. I know that 4 is greater than 0. My alligator mouth has to be open, and I read that as 954 is greater than 950. Let's go to the next problem. 876 and 867. Compare your hundreds. 800, 800. Compare your tens. 7 tens, 6 tens. 7 tens is greater than 6 tens. So I know my alligator mouth has to be open to the bigger number. And I read that as 876 is greater than 867. Let's go to the next problem. 718, 788. Compare the hundreds. 700, 700. Compare the tens. 110, 810. I know that 8 is greater than 1, or 8 tens is greater than 1. So my alligator mouth is open to the bigger number. And I say 718 is less than 788. Let's go to the next problem. 653 and 553. Let's compare the hundreds first. 600, 500. I know that 600 is greater than 500. My alligator mouth is open to the bigger number, and I read that as 653 is greater than 553. It says, write 2 ways to compare 772 and 774 and show your work. I can say 772 and 774. Okay? They both have, get this right here, they both have 700s. They both have 7 tens. One has 2 ones, one has 4 ones, so I know that 272 is less than 774 because 2 is less than 4. So now I'm just going to reverse the numbers, and I'm going to put 774 and 772, I'm going to reverse my arrows, and I'm going to say 774 is greater than 772. All right, boys and girls, this is the problem down here that you get tripped up on. When there are more than 4 answers, A, B, C, D, if you get an E, an F, or a G, if you get more than 4 answers, there's going to be at least two answers correct, okay? So what I'm trying to say is if the answers were only A, B, C, or D, you'd only have to choose one answer. But because there's E, that means there's going to be two correct answers. Hope and Sarah are collecting pennies. Hope has 189 pennies. Sarah has 186 pennies. Which comparisons are correct? All right, let's think about this. What is this problem about? It's about collecting pennies. This problem is about collecting pennies. What do they want to know? They want to know which comparisons are correct. What's the important information? All of these. I'm going to have to go through and physically compare each one, A, B, C, D, and E, to find the correct answer. So let's do this. 189 and 186. Both have hundreds. Both have eights, tens, but I have nine ones and 6 ones. This reads 189 is less than 186. Is that true? No, it is not true. 9 is greater than 6. And this is reading 189 is greater than 186 because the arrow mouth, the alligator's mouth, is open to the smaller number. So A is not correct. Let's look at B. Um, they both have hundreds. They both have 8 10s. I have 6 1s and 9 1s. Look at the mouth of the arrow. It is open to the bigger number, 189. So that one is correct. So I'm going to bubble in that one. Okay? Let's look at the next one. 189, 186. I have 9 and 6. This is reading 189 is more than 186. Is that correct? Yep, absolutely. So we're going to bubble in that one. Okay, let's look at this one. It says 186 is more than 189. Is 6 more than 9? Nope, it's less. So that one is not correct. Let's look at this one. 186 is equal to 189. Is that true? Nope, it is not. So we had two correct answers in this problem. And look what I had to do, boys and girls. I looked at the arrow and I just made sure that the numbers were just the same and that they weren't trying to trick me up and put different numbers there. All right. So I know that 186 is less than 189 and 189 is more than 186. Whew, let's keep going, boys and girls. You're doing a great job so far. It says, study the example, show how to compare 3-digit numbers, solve problems 1 through 8. All right. It says compare 528 and 523. The hundreds are the same. The tens are the same. Compare the ones. 8 ones is greater than 3 ones. So it says 528 is greater than 523 and 523 is less than 528. Ned and Vera are playing a game. Ned has 142 points and Vera has 147 points. Write the numbers in the chart. Well, Ned has 100, 4 10s, and 2 1s. And Vera has 100, 4 10s, and 7 1s. Now it says complete the comparison of 142 and 147. Look where my arrow is. Look where the opening is. I know the hundreds are the same, the tens are the same, but the ones are not the same. 7 is greater than 2. So my 147 needs to go here because look where the alligator mouth is. 147 is greater than 142. 147 is greater than 142. Okay? All right. Now it says, which place did you have to look to compare the numbers of 142 and 147? We looked at the hundreds. We looked at the tens. What place did we have to go to? We had to go to the ones. And why did we have to go to the ones? Because the hundreds and tens were the same. All right, come on over here. Let's look at this. It says complete the two different comparisons of 824 and 829. All right, I'm going to tell you right now, boys and girls, when they give you problems like this, you better look at where the arrow is. Okay, look at those arrows. Put the greater number in first. You know the greater number goes where to the opening of the arrow. So I'm going to go here. My opening to my arrow is there. Um, what am I trying to say here? Okay. For 824, I have to compare the hundreds, hundreds. Then I have to compare the tens. They're the same. And then I had to compare the ones. I have 4 ones and 9 ones. What is greater? 9. So I'm going to put the 829 here. And I'm going to put the 824 here. I know that looks goofy, but that's all right. All right. That's a 2. All right. And that reads 829 is greater than 824. But now my 829 has to go here. 829. Okay. And then look here. I have to put 824 here. 824. Now 824 is less than 829. All right. Boys and girls, your job now is to take this page and complete this page. 5, 6, and 7. Should not be hard. It should be very easy for you to do. We've gone over this a lot. Let's look at number 8. You're going to do number 8, but I'm going to explain number 8 to you. It says Hans plays 3 games. Which game has the greatest score? Which game has the least score? Tell how you know. All right. What do they want to know? Or what is this about? What is this question about? It's about Han playing 3 games, right? What do they want you to know? What do they want you to answer? They want you to answer who has the greatest score, who has the least score, boys and girls. That's going to be a 3-point question. Tell which game has the greatest score is 1 point. Tell which game has the least score is the second point. Tell how you know is the third point. So look at these and compare the ones, the tens, and the hundreds and answer those 3 questions. Great lesson, Awesome Possums. If you get confused, go back and rewatch the video. It's there for you to learn. Use it as a tool to help you learn to compare 3-digit numbers, okay? Like this video and subscribe to my channel. New lessons are posted weekly. Work on your growth mindset and remember, all things are difficult before they get easy. Have a great day and I shall see you very soon. Bye-bye.